All right, we're going to start on cartoon proportions of faces. You're going to need to go get this sheet from the paper station. At the top of it, it says cartoon proportions of faces. It has 6 boxes at the top for your different shaped faces, 6 boxes at the bottom where we're going to look at how to change the face to look in different directions. And then if you flip it over on the back, it says proportions of realistic faces. And there's 4 boxes on that side. And you're going to go to the next video to do the back. So on the front side, we're going to first start by putting your name and your block at the top. Please make sure you put your name on your paper. I cannot grade it if it does not have a name on it. We're going to go through and look at some different shaped faces. With cartooning, you've got a lot of different shaped faces. And so we're going to go through the simple ones. The first one is going to be a circle. And so we're just going to draw a circle. Your circle doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry about if it's a little off or a little wonkety. Don't try to go find something to trace. It's not that big a deal. The second one is a more elongated, skinny oval. The next one is kind of like what most people's realistic face is, and that's an egg-shaped head or face. And so it's kind of wider at the top and more narrow at the bottom, and then you just kind of connect those sides like that. Then we have what our jocks, like our big football players, would have. They kind of have a squared head where their jawline is as wide as the top of their skull. Then we have a heart-shaped head where they have a small chin, and most of the time they have that parted down the middle hairstyle. Then we have our peanut shaped head, and that one looks like a peanut, and mainly because this is mostly people that have big beards, and so it kind of goes in at the eyes and then back out where that beard is at the bottom. And those are our 6 different shaped faces. Now we're going to look at how to make the face turn in different directions, and we're going to make this little character whose name is Mr. Ollie. And so we're just going to use that circle because it's easy and it doesn't have to be perfect. So we're going to first draw a big circle in our box. And then we're going to take the top of the circle, the very middle of the top, and right across from that, the middle of the bottom, and we're going to put a little arrow on both sides of those. And since our character is looking straight ahead, we're just going to connect those arrows with a straight line. Then in the middle, we're going to have an arrow on the right and an arrow on the left. And then since they're looking straight ahead, we're just going to go straight across. Then this middle line right here divides the face. So whatever's on the left side is going to be the same on the right. And so we're going to put an eye on this side of that line and an eye on this side of the line. Then right underneath there, we're going to put a nose, having the same amount of nose on both sides of the line. Below that, we're going to put the mouth. Out beside the ear, out beside the eye, we're going to put the ear here and here. And then we're going to give him some hair. So he's got bangs that are coming down on his forehead. And then you go outside of the circle shape to create the top part of the hair. The hair doesn't stay on that circle. It always goes outside the shape. All right. The next one, our character is going to be looking straight up. So again, we're going to do that circle, but this time we're going to do it a little higher on the page inside our box. And that nose is going to be straight up in the air. So we're going to put it at the top of our circle. We're going to divide it with that line going straight down, and our mouth goes on that line. We have an ear on the right and an ear on the left. And then let's give him some shoulders so that we can see like part of his body, right? And that kind of helps us like make that look more like a face because we see the body part of it because we're not getting the eyes. We're not getting all the facial features. All right, on the next one, we're going to be looking straight down. So again, we're going to do that circle higher up. We're going to divide in half. And then our nose is going to be all the way down here at the bottom. And then we're only going to see the eyes right above that nose. Then we're going to have an ear on the right and an ear on the left. And then since we're looking down, like we're going to see all the hair just about, whereas when we were looking up, we didn't see any of it. So he's going to have a bunch of hair at the top. We're going to have a bunch of hair up here. All right, and then you can add some little shoulders and give him some little details. All right, next one is looking up and to the right. So we're going to stay with that circle to make our Mr. Ollie, because with cartooning, you want your cartoon character to look the same every time you draw it. And so you always want to keep the same shape, and these divide lines help you get everything where it belongs. So we're going to put our arrow at the top, our arrow at the bottom, our arrow on the right, and our arrow on the left. And since he is looking up, then we have to curve this line, the one that would go across, to where it's looking upward. And now it's not just like the one that's looking straight up. It doesn't go all the way up to the top. It just goes curved up a little bit. And however far you make that is however far they're looking up. And then they're looking to the right. So the line that goes up and down, we're going to curve to the right, making sure that we come back to our other arrow at the bottom. And then we're just using the same proportions of where we put things in the first box in this box. So we're going to have an eye to the left and an eye to the right. We're going to have a nose and we're going to have a mouth. And then you may just see like a little sliver of the ear on the right because we're turned so much. And the ear on the left is going to tuck into the circle because it's not outside the circle anymore because we're looking at it, right? And then the hair, we may not see much of it because he's looking up, but we will see some back here on the back, whereas we didn't see the back side of it before. All right, next one, big circle, arrow at the top, arrow at the bottom, arrow on the right, arrow on the left. And this time we're looking down. So that line that goes across, we're going to curve downward. And we're looking to the left. So this time we're going to curve it the opposite direction. We're going to curve it to the left. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go through and put facial features. So we've got an eye here and an eye here. We've got a nose, and our mouth is way down low. We may just see a little sliver of an ear, and then this side, the ear, is going to be inside the circle. Since he's looking down, we're going to see a whole bunch of hair. So we've got a lot of hair on top, and we see some of that hair go down the back of the head. All right, last one. We're going to do that big circle again. And we're going to do our arrow at the top and our arrow at the bottom, our arrow on the left and our arrow on the right. And this time we're going to be looking up. So we're going to curve that line upward, and we're going to be looking to the left. So we're going to curve it to the left, kind of the opposite of the way it was curved this way. This way it was curved to the right, and this time it's curved to the left. Then we're just going to go through and put those facial features on. Eyes, nose, mouth, maybe a sliver of an ear, definitely the ear inside the circle, and a little bit of hair. And that's our character. All right, so I want you to go to the next video and flip this sheet over and do the back, and then you're going to submit both sides on Canvas.